and girls, Ronela here, back with another video. If you are struggling to make your tracks sound like they are really alive and playful, then you want to stick around and check out these 3 tips that's going to help you make your track become livelier. Now for tip number 1, we're going to focus on the autofilter plugin. And with this plugin, you can make very simple adjustments kind of automatically, hence the word autofilter. And the way it works is you have an LFO that adjusts the filter, cutoff, and resonance frequency. So simply by adding a bit of a mount here and setting the frequency and the resonance slope, we're going to get something that sounds like this. And if you do this for several of your tracks, then you will find that instead of having to make boring automation and sit and draw it in, that you simply have sort of automation that automatically blends into each other. When you do it the right way, it's going to sound really, really well. Without, here's with it. Now let's turn up the amount so you can really hear it. And the rate is how fast it's doing it. And the 4 main controls to be aware of is the frequency, the resonance, the amount / LFO, and the rate. Those are the basic controls. Now let's hear it, but with a softer version. The filter is not as harsh. This is to simulate riding the fader on a mixer. Only in this case, I'm using a filter to make slight volume changes, if you will. Although, you're gonna miss out on some frequencies. But instead of using a fader, like a volume fader, I find it a bit more interesting to use a filter. Very subtle, but effective. So try it out and let me know what you think. Now let's move to tip number 2. For tip number 2, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before about riding the fader. It's something I simply call committing to tape. So what you see me doing here is I'm simply resampling the MIDI part, all the while I'm tweaking the filter settings and the amount of the LFO, etc. And if you do this with several instruments that might be benefiting from this, then you will find that suddenly your whole arrangement sounds really playful in a way. Like every sound is just blending in and out of each other in a really organic way. And that's what we want. And this is why I'm doing this. So as you will hear in a second when I play the full track again, notice how the sounds, they blend in and out of each other. So go ahead, try this tip number 2 out for yourself, and I'm sure you will be amazed how easy in a sense it is to make several tracks feel as if they are alive, instead of adding automation, drawing it in with a pencil, for example. Don't do that. Try this instead. Tip number 3, adding sound effects early on. And this is actually something I didn't really consider too much until recently, if I must be honest. I always used effects in my tracks, but I never thought about adding them in earlier than what I'm doing now. And I found that adding them in earlier rather than later, or rather than last in the song, actually helps so much with building the track, because even with classic trance, effects are a huge part of the arrangement. So adding more effects early on helps you visualize where the track is going. It can help you in the transitions from one part to another part. It can help you from, let's say, the main verse to the breakdown, from the breakdown to the chorus, and so on. So having a bunch of effects already in the track ready to go really helps you visualize where you're going with the track. And at the same time, you can also use the effects instead of adding another instrument, for example. Then try to add an effect. Maybe that's all the track needs. So lately, I've been using effects way earlier in the creation process to build the track and to really get a feel of where I'm going with it. So I highly recommend adding some high quality effects early on in the production process to help you with the whole flow and structure of the song. So I added around 3 effects from my recently released FX sample pack that you can download for free. Link is in the description. And I made these effects so I could actually use them myself and drop them in my tracks whenever I want to. And there are 51 effects, all ran through my mixer and some hardware like compression and other reverbs and delays. So check them out and see if you can find a use for them just as I had. And for the bass lines and plug sounds making up this track, I can tell you those were made using my Nordly, and I turned them into Ableton soft sampler instrument, and I will probably be releasing it soon. So if you want to know more about that, that's just another reason why you should sign up for the newsletter and subscribe to this channel. Link is in the description. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed. My name is Ranele. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave a comment below and let me know what you learned. And that's it for now. See you later. Trance Gator.